university education reforms. As you all are all aware, through Gazette Notice number 3552, that was dated 17th of April 2018, I appointed each one of you to the Interministerial Committee on University Education. This is the first such committee to be set up in our country. The raison d'etre of the committee is to address emergent and fundamental issues that require attention in our public universities and constituent colleges. These issues have been captured in the committee's terms of reference, and I will read them. So the first one is to review adequacy of capitation, income generation, and institutional revenue and expenditure trends, and determine a sustainable counter-offer for the 2017-2021 collective bargaining agreement. Second, review and advise on the appropriate institutional and administrative structure for collective bargaining in public universities. Third is to review governance and human resources management policies, practices, and staffing. Fourth is to review the general security situation in public universities and advise on implication for teaching and learning. 5 is to review student enrollments for undergraduate and graduate programs and advise on availability and adequacy of teaching, learning, and accommodation facilities. 6 is to consider and review success and challenges of Module 2 programs in the development of university education and training. And 7 is to perform any other function that's incidental to the attainment of competitive university education. Ladies and gentlemen, we believe at the ministry that time has come to make resolute and necessary decisions to restore the quality of learning in our universities. Because of the complacent nature of human interaction, most of these decisions will be unpopular today. I actually hope they won't be, but of immense value to the future of this country, and especially our children and institutional reputation. And so we will go ahead and make these decisions. Our university sector has experienced consistent teaching and learning disruptions owing to strikes, and this has happened since 1993. There's a very high probability that most young professionals and not so young ones in Kenya have experienced that disruption in the course of their university education. Although there has been a series of band-aid solutions, our engagement now will set in place mechanisms for an entire reorganization of this sector to cater for the needs of every player, with the most important focus being restoring the quality and competitiveness of Kenya's university education, and consequently the caliber of our university professors and graduates. As you are aware, ladies and gentlemen, we are now into 50 days of an industrial action in our public universities. Regrettably, this is the third strike in less than 1 year at the universities. The impact of these perennial strikes has, to say the least, been disastrous. The image of our university education worldwide is taking a severe beating. Our students are taking more than double the period required to complete academic programs, and, more importantly, employers are losing faith in the capacity and quality of our graduates. It's therefore critical to reevaluate the entire sector in order to effectively support the government's Big Four agenda and our Vision 2030, which require quality manpower and specifically for the future of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, our initial analysis show the following. 1, that there is increasing lethargy among the teaching staff, most of whom seldom attend lectures. This was in fact confirmed to me by student leaders who are concerned about the quality of instruction that they were receiving at our universities. Second, module and university hopping. This obviously dilutes the essential student-professor contact required in higher education. Third, there is less than effective and efficient university management. There are ongoing investigations into alleged disruption and diversion of learning in our universities, as well as the diversion of resources that were meant for statutory payments into other purposes. The fourth is the quality of graduate programs, which we rely on to build capacity of staff to teach in our universities. We believe that it's actually at the lowest possible standard. I have recently put in place a policy that 70% of our PhD scholarships go to applicants who will mandatorily get back to teach in our public universities. So we are reserving 70% of our PhD scholarships for our public universities. This, we hope, will ensure that we support personal development, which is currently non-existent in our public universities. These are some of the many challenges, and believe me, these are just a few of the challenges threatening to completely erode the credibility of our local universities, which, as you all know, were once the envy of the continent and the world. I urge all Kenyans to disregard the urge to compromise, to lower standards of higher education at the expense of quick fix solutions. Critical questions for this committee come to mind. Is it time to classify our universities according to their resource base, number of students, quality and relevance of their programs, among other indicators? Should we consider the effectiveness of grading our scholars based on different aspects that reflect their performance, including the introduction of the proposed tenure tracks? Should we rethink the expansion program of our universities? On the issue of the ongoing strike, I wish to state that traditionally the Inter-Public Universities Council's Consultative Forum, the IPUCCF, has negotiated with trade unions, received their proposals, and presented the same to the Ministry of Education and National Treasury to consult and agree on a counter-offer. Previously accepted counter-offers were then executed by the IPUCCF and unions before registering the CBA at the Labour and Industrial Court. However, with the enactment of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and the subsequent creation of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, all salaries in the public sector must now be based on advice from that commission, the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. As you know, the SRC has carried out job evaluations in the public sector with a view to harmonizing salaries and benefits. Unfortunately, and I think this is also in the public domain, the SRC's advice on the university's job evaluation has yet to be completed, following the union's move to contest the initial SRC proposals in court. Additionally, the terms of the SRC commissioners expired before the completion of that exercise. Currently, a selection panel has been appointed to recruit new commissioners. Ladies and gentlemen, Article 6 of the Constitution instructs us to drive governance on the back of cooperative government. The Ministry of Education is the custodian of our structures of learning. Other ministries and agencies are custodians of labor relations, retirement benefits, human resources in the public service, public officer entitlements, and finance. This committee, which is drawn from a cross-section of all these players, will locate the role of each ministry and enable a collaborative resolution to our immediate mandate to determine a sustainable counter-offer for the 2017-2021 collective bargaining agreement. I will repeat that. The committee, which is drawn from a cross-section of all these players, will locate the role of each ministry and enable a collaborative resolution to our immediate mandate. And our immediate mandate is to determine a sustainable counter-offer for the 2017-2021 collective bargaining agreement. The committee's terms of delivery are to undertake the assignment within a period of 1 month, giving priority to the determination of a counter-offer for the 2017-2021 collective bargaining agreement, and to submit a report within 2 weeks after the expiry of that period. I'd like to urge you to use your time expeditiously and to actually see if you can give us a report even before that period expires. Now, with those very, very many remarks, I'd like to wish you the very best as you undertake this national important